let's talk about the process of success. It is so important. It is absolutely critical that if you want to achieve success in life, in your career as an author, you absolutely must focus on the process and not the outcome. It is so critical that you understand this concept. And so we're going to really dive deep into this because when you focus on the process, that's when you actually create the outcomes that you want in life. When you focus on the outcome, that's when you actually end up miserable and stuck and feeling hopeless. So when you focus on the outcome, you're going to feel anxious, you're going to feel scared, you're going to feel hopeless, you're going to feel stuck, and you're going to feel overwhelmed, right? Because think about it. If your goal, if your outcome that you're looking for is, I want to sell 1,000,000 books, and you launch your book and you sell 10,000 copies. Well, 10,000 copies is great for a book launch, right? But it's not even close to 1,000,000, right? You still got 99 times more books to sell to even come close to 1,000,000. And so you're going to feel stuck, anxious, scared, hopeless, stuck, and overwhelmed when you're thinking about the outcome, when you're focused on the outcome in life. Your expectations are actually harming you, right? So every organism, and human beings included, are motivated by two primal urges, right? We have the primal urge to to move away from things that will hurt us and things that are harmful and painful, and to move towards things that are good for us, things that are positive. When you're thinking about something, an outcome you have, a goal that you want, the sales that you want, but you're not there yet, and you're thinking about that in a negative way, that is a painful experience. And it's going to create these negative emotions, and that's going to drain your energy. The energy you could have been using to focus on the process to actually create the success that you want to have. So your expectations about how many books you're going to sell, how fast you're going to get your book published, how fast and easy your next writing project is going to be, how amazing your relationship is going to be. All of these expectations that you have in life are actually harming you and holding you back because it's activating that part of your brain that's trying to keep you safe. So here's a great story to help understand this and to understand why people are focused on outcome are so miserable. So there's two guys here that are mining for diamonds. And the guy up top he's just focused on the process. He's just excited to go, right? And he is just every day he gets up and he goes and he starts hacking at that stone. And eventually he knows he's going to get there. He's going to get there, right? But the guy on the bottom, he's been digging a long time. And just before he hit his payday and found all those diamonds, he decided to quit. He decided to give up. And you would do the exact same thing if you were in his shoes. And that's the thing you need to understand. If you're feeling stuck, miserable, hopeless, anxious constantly because you're constantly focused on the outcome, eventually, no matter how strong your willpower is, you will feel overwhelmed and you will quit because no human being can fight nature, right? You can't fight your own brain. And that's why you should not be focused on the outcome because it's going to make you miserable and eventually you will quit and you will fail. But if you focus on the process, you will have an entirely different cycle. When you focus on the process, you're going to feel excited. You're going to feel hopeful. You're going to feel inspired. You're going to feel productive. You're going to feel proud and grateful. What does it mean to focus on the process? That means when you're writing, you spend half an hour a day, an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is, and you just sit down and you write. If your process is marketing your book and you decide to do TikTok, then you create a video or two every single day. And you focus during that time on the process of creating those videos. And you find things to learn during that process. You get into a flow state. You enjoy it. You have fun. You feel proud. You feel excited because you're doing something meaningful. You're creating something that you think is going to add value to the world. It's going to inspire people or make them laugh or make them cry. It's going to make a difference in the world. And you're focused on that process. You're not thinking about how many views you're going to get when you make that video. You're thinking about how can you make that video better? What can you learn when you're making that video? And when you're focused on that process, you come to this place in your mind called a flow state where it's like everything in the universe is totally aligned. It's like when you get lost in writing, it's like you're in the right place at the right time and everything is just feels amazing, right? And in that state, you have no expectations, right? When I sit down for an hour to write, I'm not focused on my expectations of what my word count is going to be that day or how many books I'm going to sell. My only expectation is that I show up and I just engage myself fully in that process. And when I do that, I have these amazing positive emotions, and you will too. And that those positive emotions takes zero willpower to continue getting up and writing the next day, because you eventually become addicted to the process. Like you fall in love with the process because you get so much reward from your brain because you're in a state of positive emotions moving towards your goals and dreams in life. And you've let go of the expectations that were making you miserable, and you're just living your life. You're living the journey every single day. Process people always get great outcomes eventually, right? Like J.K. Rowling, she was rejected 12 times by different publishers, but she focused on her process. She focused on her writing, and she focused on pitching different publishers. And of course, she's one of the most successful authors in history. But there are many, many other people who have been wildly successful by focusing on the process and not letting failures and disappointments stop them and hold them back. So success always starts with emotion. When you work on your process, you will feel good about yourself and your entire life and your future, because you're taking steps in the direction of your dreams and goals. If you write for an hour and you spend an hour making TikTok videos for your marketing, your book, you're going to feel good about yourself, right? You're going to feel good about it. Even if you don't get a million views on TikTok, if you're focused on, you spend an hour a day, creating a video and you post it on TikTok, and you focus on, I only get 10 views when you're checking the numbers, and you're constantly checking the numbers, and you're constantly focusing on the outcome. Yeah, you're going to be anxious and miserable because you're focused on the outcome, right? So don't do that. Just focus on the process, and you will feel good about yourself, and let go of the outcome, let go of the expectations. You will get the results over time by focusing on the outcome and becoming addicted, or by focusing on the process and becoming addicted to the process. Quitting also always starts with emotion. When you focus on what's outside of your control, you're going to feel hopeless. And no matter how much willpower you have, you will quit if your emotions don't change. And the only way to change those emotions is to focus on the process and to change your mindset from an outcome focused mindset to a process focused mindset. When you're focused on the process, great things happen. Achieving outcomes faster won't make you happier. This is one of the biggest myths of success, right? If you sell 1 million books today, it's not going to make you happier. If you get your book contract today, it's not going to make you happier. If you get married today, it's not going to make you happier, right? This is why lottery winners are absolutely miserable, because they got more money than they ever wanted or expected, way beyond their wildest dreams, but it came so fast. And they know deep down inside they don't really deserve it, in the sense like they're not really proud of themselves, right? So someone who earns $100 million by starting a business and making a big difference in the world, they feel proud of what they've done with their life, because it's not just about the money, it's about the 30 years they spent creating a business that they were proud of, that supported hundreds of employees and many other people and made lots of customers happy. No matter how much money you win the lottery, that will never replace the happiness, the joy, the contentment that comes from spending 30 years building a meaningful business and having a meaningful career. Money cannot replace that, right? But following a great process will make you happier, right? And you can start that today, right? You don't need to wait and hope that you sell a bunch of books or make a lot of money to be happy. You can start feeling happier today by following a great process, by focusing on your writing or your marketing or your relationship or whatever it is you're learning and building and growing in your life. When you focus on that process, you will automatically start to feel happier and feel those positive emotions. You do not need success to come faster. All you need to do is to fall more in love with your processes and with the day-to-day actions and activities you're already engaging in life, or that you plan to start engaging in. Now, the biggest barrier to having the right mindset for success is the victim mindset. And the victim mindset happens whenever you focus on anything outside of your control and you think that's why, right? Like, I don't have the right publisher. That's why I didn't sell a million books. Oh, these literary agents are idiots. That's why they don't want to purchase the rights to my book, right? Oh, my partner is an idiot. That's why they keep arguing with me, right? Whenever you're doing any of that kind of thinking, you are living in the victim mindset. You are playing the victim. You are focused on things that are outside of your control, and you're blaming things outside of your control for your life. And that will make you absolutely miserable, and it will stop you from achieving success, and it will stop you from focusing on the process. The more you focus on things outside of your control, the more miserable you will be. One thing that blew my mind was to realize that hope is for victims, right? Now, it's great to feel hopeful about your future and to feel excited about the future. That's not the same thing as hope I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you're hoping for something outside of you will change the world in some way so that your expectations get met. That's just the victim mindset, right? If you're just hoping that someone will find your book and love it so much they share it with millions of people and that's how you're going to sell millions of books, that's just the victim mindset, right? You're just hoping that someday someone other than you is going to do something that's going to make you successful. And that is not a recipe for happiness or success. It's a recipe for disappointment. So hope in that sense is for victims. And instead, what you want is the hero mindset. And the hero mindset is the opposite of the victim mindset. The hero mindset is when you focus only on things that you can control. Your thoughts, your behavior, your emotions, your perception, your beliefs, your actions. When you focus on these things that you can control and you choose to follow a process to make things better, right? So it's great to have goals. It's great to have dreams. Those are really important. But once you set a goal to sell a million books, for example, you should completely forget about the goal and focus wholeheartedly on the process, on your actions, your plan, your strategy, your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, your perspective, all the things that you're going to do to move in that direction. And when you focus on that, you're going to make progress and you're going to be happier. So in order to really adopt this hero mindset, you have to cultivate your hero powers, your superpowers. And the number one superpower you have to have is to learn how to turn negative events and perceptions in life into positive events and perceptions. You must master this skill. It is the absolute number one most crucial skill you have to have a really successful and happier life. And so in order to do this, you have to realize that every challenge and setback in life is an opportunity, right? To learn and to grow and to do better and to be better, right? Failure is what teaches you the lessons that you need to improve your process, to improve your actions and your mindset and your perspective. And that is what leads to success. A better process will lead you to success. And one of the most important ways you're going to learn how to improve your process is by failing, is by having agents and publishers reject you. It's by having readers leave bad reviews for your book. It's by having your partner tell you you're a jerk, right? It's that negative feedback that is so important because it's going to give you the information that you need, information you need in order to change what you're doing to create success. Without all of that failure, thousands and thousands and thousands of failures, and all of that negative feedback, you will never create success. You need that failure. You should be wanting more failure and more negative feedback because the more you get and the more you turn that into a positive opportunity to learn and to grow, and you learn those lessons and you apply them and you update your process based on those lessons, the faster you actually will be successful. And the more you will learn and grow and the happier you will be. So don't hope and wish that life would be easier. Wish for the strength and the skills and the wisdom to learn from the challenges and setbacks in life so that you can become a better, stronger, wiser person and grow into the successful person you dream of becoming. So I want to take a moment to show you how to actually train these superpowers, how to actually turn negatives into positives. And we're going to run through 5 examples right here. And then this is the process that you can continue to follow on your own anytime something negative happens in your life, and you can reprogram that in and change your perspective on that to a positive that you can learn and grow from. So let's say you pitch a literary agent or a publisher and you get a rejection letter. Okay, that's some negative feedback. And you might think, oh, you might play the victim and think, oh, what an awful person. They're so stupid. They don't have any idea how great I am and how great this book is. But you need to change that victim mindset to the hero mindset. You need to find the positive in that rejection letter. Did they give you feedback? If they did, that's great. Learn from their feedback, read it, really take it into account, and really, really look at that and say, how can I apply this feedback to make the book better, right? And if they don't provide feedback, that's great too. They're still giving you feedback, and that feedback is that your book was not the right fit. So you can learn from that. Well, hey, maybe I should go back through and edit my book one more time because there was something in there they didn't like. And even if they didn't tell me what it was, I bet if I go back and look one more time really carefully, really thoroughly, I'll find at least one thing I can do to improve the manuscript. And this is a huge lesson in life, that you're not always going to get people giving you feedback that's exactly what you need. You're going to get people saying no. You're going to get your partner telling you you're a jerk. And you're going to have to figure out the details for yourself, right? And so that negative feedback is a sign that you need to go back and work more on that process, improve that process, work on that process to improve the manuscript, right? And do the best you can with another edit, another round of revisions, right? Okay, next, let's say you get a bad review from readers, or maybe you get a bunch of bad reviews, right? They're telling you in those reviews, most of the time, they're telling you what you're doing wrong, what they didn't like. It doesn't necessarily mean you're doing something wrong. They're just telling you what they didn't like. And so it's up to you to read those reviews as objectively as you can. And instead of taking it personally and playing the victim and, oh, what a jerk, they left me a bad review, change your mindset and think, I'm so glad that this person had the courage to tell me what they didn't like about my book so I can learn from that. Because now you can take that information and you can go back and you can edit that book maybe, or you can change how you do books in the future, how you write stories in the future based on that feedback. And that feedback is going to be critical to your success because it's helping you learn and grow, right? And when you have that mindset that thank God this person left me a 1-star review because now I can learn from it, you're not going to feel upset. And when you're training your powers in this way, make sure that you're doing it to the point where you actually change your emotions. This is not about just being a Pollyanna and just thinking that everything in life is so positive. This is about literally changing the way that you respond to events in life, the perspective that you have about the world. When you come to a point where you're so excited to read your 1-star reviews because you know it's giving you good feedback, that's when you know you've done your job of really training this power. Next, let's say you have low sales. Whatever that it means for you, your sales don't meet your expectations, right? Okay, what is that telling you? Well, first of all, you shouldn't be having those expectations in the first place, right? You should be focused on the process. But the other thing it's telling you is that your process isn't good enough, right? If your process was good enough, you'd be selling more books than you knew what to do with, right? And if it's not, then your process needs some work. And if your process needs some work, that low sales figure, that royalty report or sales report or whatever it is a great thing because it's telling you, hey, you need to go back and work on that process. You need to go back to the drawing board and reflect on the work that you've been doing in terms of marketing and say, hey, what has been working here? What hasn't been working here? What do I need to change? What do I need to do differently? Remember that heroes only focus on what they can control. So instead of focusing on the low sales numbers, you got to take that information and feedback and say, hey, what can I do to improve this situation? And add that into your process and improve your process and focus on that process and get back to work on the process. Let's say you can't figure out how to use TikTok or how to build a website or something technical, right? Great. This is an opportunity for you to learn. You're feeling stuck. Maybe you're feeling hopeless. You're feeling demotivated. You've spent an hour playing with your phone. You can't figure out TikTok. Okay. So this is an opportunity to take a step back and to learn that, hey, if you spend an hour trying to figure something out and you have no idea still, maybe you're going about it in a way that's not working. It just means you got to try something different. But I guarantee you, spending an hour trying to do something when you're feeling irritable and stuck and hopeless, it's not going to be nearly as effective as spending an hour trying to do something when you're feeling excited and hopeful and ready to learn, right? So change your perspective on this and say, hey, this is a great opportunity for me to learn, right? This is an opportunity for me to go Google this, to look at YouTube, to look at TikTok videos, and to try to figure out how are other people building websites? How are other people using TikTok for marketing? And I want to go look at what they're doing and what they've written and what their videos and what they're talking about. And I'm going to go learn from these people. I'm going to soak up that knowledge and information because clearly I need some more knowledge here. I need some more experience here. So whenever you're feeling stuck, this is the mindset you should have. This is a great opportunity to go learn, right? Next, your partner tells you they want a divorce. And you might think, Tom, there's no possible way that this could ever be a good thing. That'd be a horrible thing to happen to anyone, right? And if I was playing the victim mindset too, I would have to agree with you, right? But the truth is, if your partner today tells you they want a divorce, they already wanted it yesterday, and maybe weeks ago or months ago or years ago. So the fact that they're telling you today is actually a really good thing because now you actually know how they're really thinking and feeling about your relationship. Because when you didn't know, it was outside of your control. But now that you know, you have control over your thoughts, feelings, actions, and behavior, right? And you can now do things to influence your relationship in a positive way. But if you don't know, you have no control. So anytime anyone tells you anything negative, right, like a bad review, it's a good thing because they were already thinking that, right? They were already feeling that way, but now you know about it, so you have the power to do something with that information, right? I don't envy authors who don't have 1-star reviews. I don't envy them at all because people don't like the book. They just haven't written the bad reviews yet, right? Or not enough people have even bought the book to leave those bad reviews. So negative feedback is always good because it's now giving you information that you didn't have before that you can then use to update your process to make better decisions to come closer to the direction of your goals and dreams in life. So life really is about the journey. That's all it's about. It's about the journey. Are you having fun on this journey? Because if not, you're doing something wrong. You only get one life. You only get one shot here, right? So don't spend it miserable. Focus on the outcome and all your expectations. Don't focus on the destination. Just enjoy the journey. Enjoy the process. Enjoy your day-to-day writing, marketing, living your life, eating meals, cooking and cleaning, all that stuff, right? Enjoy the journey of your life and learn from the setbacks and things in life how to improve, right? Learn how to become better, wiser, stronger. So when you really go through this process and you really commit to learning to focus on the hero mindset, to learning to not be a victim, to learning to change negative to positive, to honing your superpowers, and to focus on the process, you're going to be more motivated and inspired. You just are. You're going to feel better about your life consistently. And when you're not feeling motivated, inspired, and good about your life, you're going to use that as a feedback to figure out where your perspective is off, where you're playing the victim, where you're focused on the outcome, where you're focused on your expectations. And you can shift that thinking to the positive, to the benefits, and you can actually change your feeling. You're going to be way more productive. Like you're going to be so productive when you actually adopt this mindset. It's going to blow your freaking mind. You're going to be able to do more than you ever dreamed possible because you're not spending all your time in anxiety and worried and feeling hopeless and stuck and depressed and not doing stuff. You're just going to naturally be productive because you're focused on the activity. You're focused on the process of writing and marketing and living your life. You're going to feel more happiness and positive emotions and less anxiety and negative emotions. And you're going to end up getting far better outcomes. So here's how to change your mindset. First of all, create a plan and commit to working on your process every single day, right? Create a plan and commit to working on your process every single day. There should be something you're doing every single day to move in the directions of your dreams and goals in life. Now, it doesn't mean you have to work every day. You can take days off working, but right now you should be focused on changing your mindset. And that you need to work on every single day. Because if you find yourself playing the victim, if you find yourself being unproductive, unmotivated, unhappy, having expectations, focus on the outcome, those are all things that are going to sabotage your happiness and your success. And so you have to retrain yourself every single day until it becomes just a habit that you know how to reprogram those negatives into positives, and you know how to shift that victim mindset to the hero mindset. So you got to create a plan and work on this every single day. Even if it's just 5 minutes of visualizing, imagining some situation in your life that you feel negative about and flipping that negative to positive, like we've talked about, whatever it is, you need to do it every single day. When you feel those negative emotions, ask yourself, am I focused on what I can control here? If not, what can I control? What can I control in the situation? And if I can't control the situation at all, I just have to accept it and I have to move on and use the situation as feedback to learn from without wasting my energy just thinking about it over and over again. Never allow yourself to play the victim, right? When you realize that you're blaming situations and other people for anything that you're feeling or experiencing in life, realize that those challenges are just opportunities for you to grow. You got to take that information, that feedback, change your process, and grow from it. So your process that I recommend you follow is, first of all, copy and edit your own process notes. So we have notes from this lecture. You can download a copy of that in Google Drive, and you can update it and edit it with the lessons that you learned here. And then reread those notes every day. So you can go back through those notes, reread them, refresh your mindset, because it's going to take you some time to really shift this, right? And you got to focus on it every day. And then think of situations in your life where you've been playing the victim and change your mindset from negative to positive, from victim to hero, from outcome to process. And ask yourself, how are you benefiting from the situation? How can you grow here? What can you learn here? And then work on your daily writing or marketing process, whatever that is for you, right? Continue to work on your process of getting the results that you want in your career and your life with your book.